welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Wrong Side Simulations, bringing you the best content for the wrong side of the airplane, the right seat. And as always, my name is Blake, and I'm a real-world flight dispatcher. I'm going to bring you a little more context to your flight sim viewing experience. It has been way too fucking long since I've been able to hang out with you guys. It has been a very, very busy past, I don't know what it's been, like 9-10 days, something like that. But we are finally back in the sim. Had hardly any time to even fly. I think I've flown one flight or so in the past 10 days, of which was after work at like 2-3 in the morning. As y'all saw, posted pictures, or a picture, and some flight reports from that flight. It's gonna be a new thing I'm gonna just kind of start doing. That way, whenever I fuck up on a flight offline, you'll be able to see it. Because I had a pretty good fuck up a while back. But for today's stream, I have not been able to take a look at this World Update 16 Caribbean shit. So, like, you know what? Let's take a look at it together. I'm sure y'all have seen plenty of it in plenty of streams and all that shit. Hopefully it's nice. I have no idea what to expect. So we are gonna take this Atlas Air Cargo 747 down to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and we're gonna cruise over the Caribbean and just kind of take a look and see how it looks. From a higher altitude, you might do an early descent to get better looks. You know, we'll kind of just play it by ear and kind of figure it out and see what we're feeling. But, as always, first things first, huge shout out to all of the channel members, especially those who stick it out during my droughts of lack of streams. But as always, we got Pilot Porter, Dustin, D-Champ, Cali Simmer, Ford Contour, Hillbilly Gypsy, Zach Hamilton, Bravo Charlie, Gavin, Zolt, Skyfall, Wes, Jose, Andrew, Brett, Cabin Shack, Chase, Shadow Dark, Seth R, David Isaac, Image Seeker, Zach, Marco, Zato, Sim Freak, New Boy, C Gaming, FO Pilot Depth, Squiggly, Andy Ivy, Kieran, Kivo, VR Sim Pilot, Micah Messer, Flight Hungry, G-Man Dukes, the Vida 204, Cam MD80, J Foot, Igor, Ben, and Ron Lee. Thank you guys so much for your support. Greatly appreciate you guys. Love y'all to death. And over to the chat. Anyway, the chat's already popping off a little bit. Y'all must have missed me just a tad. We got Cali Simmer in the house. Yas, let's go. I don't know about you, but I'm dragging this morning. Need about a gallon of coffee. Well, I'm right there with you. I didn't go to bed until 5:30. For those of y'all in the chat, myself, Cali Simmer, and Shaq played a little bit of GTA last night. To celebrate my Friday. I am now on a set of days off. And I stayed up a little bit longer because I never really played GTA Online before, so had to get some clothes for my guy. So I went shopping. But we got Marco in the house. What's going on, Marco? Great to see you, dude. Shadow Dark, the one and only, the man himself. How's it going, dude? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great Friday. Dustin, what's happening, my friend? Zach, how's it going? Not that I'm minding it, but longest intro in Wrong Side history. Yeah, so the idea behind that, right? It's two intros. I've got the main one, but in the event that I need a little extra time to get the last finished polished touches on the stream, I have that second one that's kind of in there. It's kind of like, oh shit, I forgot this. At least you'll have something to watch while I'm, doing stuff instead of a black screen. So apologies for it being so long. That is the idea behind it. I realized the last second I didn't have my head tracking sensor on, so I was like, oh shit, let me grab that, hook that up, and get that thing going. As usual, it takes 45 minutes to an hour to prep a stream. There's so many little, if you really want like that production value, right? There's a bunch of stuff to turn on and get going and whatever. So that's my fail safe. D-Champ, what's happening, dude? Great to see you, man. Drew Stones in the house. What's happening, Drew? Yeah, I would say it's been a while. Been writing fucking novels on IG. Hey now. I know. You read it though. I bet you read it. Craig, what's going on, Craig? Great to see you. What is up, Blake? Passed the ADX this week with an 89. Dude, congratulations to you, man. That is a great score. I didn't even come close to that on mine. I was like 74. So congrats, dude. That is the hardest part of the entire process to become a dispatcher, at least in my opinion. Now just to nail out that oral and practical with the FAA, and you'll have your certificate and be on to go getting you a job. That's awesome, dude. Congratulations. That is huge. See, I told you about the intro. You did. It's all good. Just thought it was funny. Yeah, I could tell. All right, let's jump into it. We got about 2 hours of en route time, so we have plenty of time to catch up and chat. I've had. Ooh, actually, that reminds me. I need to be watching my work emails. I am on the lookout for a registration for my aircraft. I have one delivering today. Hey, we got the registration from the FAA. Perfecto. All right. Let me shoot off a Teams message real quick. Plane leaves in 2 hours. On you fucking iPad. There we go. And let's see. Dispatch managers. Sorry, guys. Send. God damn it! Forgot to send those email addresses for Airbus. Should be good to go when the final mods to the engines are done. Dispatcher coordinate with Dylan over Teams. The event, God damn it, Crystal. Alright guys, just bear with me real quick. Motherfucker. Welcome to my life. Touch base with Airbus. Film board would be helpful. See, you can't ever just fucking be off of work. Leave work at work. fucking hate Teams. Set there. Okay. I'll keep an eye on this. Bring that over. Get the fuck over there, you piece of fuck. Alright. Waiting on the chief pilot to get back to me on the fuel load. Sets. Alright, fucking A. Kinda forgotten all about my airplane. But I didn't say that though. Boom, 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 boom. Ah, Rami, so you got your you passed your ADX as well? My classmate. Oh, nice, very nice. We may end up being your two newest coworkers. Well, come on, man. You are more than welcome to apply whenever we have some openings. As of right now, we don't have any openings, but that could change in the near future. Hacking the mainframe. Oh man, my guy, wrong side. Been a minute. What's up? Let's see if you remember. No. Like I recognize your name, but I don't remember anything more than that. Oh, I got a lot that just started happening. My brain is not firing, and I'm running on 4 hours of sleep too. Let's see. Greetings. Where are you going to park that 7.4 in San Juan? There's not much space. There are only two sides, apron 1 starting the terminal, apron 6, right side of the GMD ramp. So I know in the scenery there's an Atlas 7.4 parked, so I was just planning on going to park next to it over on the cargo ramp. That's why you're a manager. They know they can always depend on you. Until I'm streaming and I forget all about a $60 million aircraft that I'm supposed to be getting to the induction hangar today. Just Pilot, hello, great to see you as well. Kieran, what's going on, my friend? Great to see you. Alright, we've been looking at the same fucking shit for a long time, so let's get this thing going. Alrighty. And let's go. Battery. And we'll do external power. Now, a minute since I've flown this airplane. Alright. Align. Almost did the Airbus numbering. No, then we'll leave that off for now. What's going on up here? Emergency lights. That's good to go. Window heat. Oh, that can be off. Nav lights come on. Oh wait, I won't beacon yet. Gonna do our 7.3 flow on this. We are flying on VATSIM, although I don't think we have coverage. Alright, position and nets. Before we get into that, let's go through our flight plan. Naturally, I'm gonna start checking this before every stream. Alright, so today we are Giant 1004 operating from Miami to San Juan. As you tell, whoops, we're gonna have pretty good tailwinds on the way down.
1666 taxiing to runway 8 right, Miami.
The radio started coming out of my TV. Yeah. Dude, you piece of fuck. Anyways, Giant 1004. Got the correct date. Coming out of Miami, going to San Juan. Due to be out at 1930Z. Should be on the ground 21:57 Zulu, 17:57 local time. We are on release 03. Our dispatcher is J Queen, or EQ as we know him in the chat. So dispatcher marks, dispatcher add fuel for possible metering out of Miami, precautionary alternate for San Juan. Weather trends of heavy rain showers, rain and thunderstorms inland over the mountains. Mostly smooth rides, little to no en route weather, and low arrival rate at ETAs. Cool like that. It's going to be 916 nautical miles with a tailwind averaging 44 knots, $247 per 1,000 pounds of gas. We're going to be flying cost index of 69, and we're going to be cruising at 39,000 feet. Temperature up there is going to be minus 55. Triple pause is 57, 500. Sounds about right. Zero fuel weight. We got 56.8 or 568.3. With a max of 651, so we're good there. Takeoff weight 635.3 with a max of 798.9, so we're good there. And our landing weight 599.4 with a max of 763, so we're also good there. Planning off runway 9, arrive runway 8, runway 10 is closed. It's going to be 1 hour and 57 minutes from wheels up to wheels down. We got our 45 minutes reserve fuel. We do have our precautionary alternate of Punta Cana. Boom, boom, boom. We got our contingency fuel, 15 minutes. Gives us a man takeoff fuel of 60, let's call it 67. After that, we've got nothing in the extra. We just have our 2,000 pounds of taxi fuel. Gives us a planned gate fuel of 68.9. Let's tell you what, let's just call it 69. Giggity. So for our alternate, 173 miles, 38 minutes, and a 12.8 burn. So that's good. I don't know where ADIS is yet. Beacon is 2107. Alright, to look at looking at our route, we'll be flying the Clada 2 BITAC transition, Yankee 290 to Bino 3, 39,000 feet. Departure time of 1930. Oh, that looks good as well. Alright. Now using that, let's program our shit. KMIA. KMIA, and we're heading down to TJSJ. Departing off runway 9. We'll just enter that in with the departure. GTI 1004.
Miami traffic, Frontier Flight 1666 taking off from 8 right, departure to the north, Miami.
Claudia 2. Executes. Route. Retard. I'm gonna butcher this name, but I'm gonna try my best. Osviel. Thank you so much for the subscription, my friend. Hope you are enjoying the content. And welcome to the Wrong Side family. Let's see. So from here we want Yankee 290 to Bino. Execute. Arrival. Come in ILS runway 8. Bino 3. None of those transitions for our... Oh, son of a bitch. Check this message. Okay. See, all this is still from the last stream. Alright, ILS 8. DDP, same one, Varna. Varna. Legs, look for discons. Got Varna. Execute that. Let's check all of our waypoints. Jamba, Kabola, Clada, Melody, Bitak, Haggett, Clado, Zyber, Yaya, Bino, Milet, Wesson, and then from there we should be on the approach, to which we are. 390 on the cruise. Oh, I forgot we got to do this disgusting way of adding our fuel and payload. So I'm going to do 69,000 pounds on the fuel. Son of a bitch. 71,000, so it'll be a little bit heavier on the gas. Our payload, so you take off weight is 635 plus 2,000 pounds of taxi fuel makes you take off, make a gross weight 637.3. Do 634, that'll compensate with the extra gas, so that our weight should be roughly the same. Alright, 0 fuel weight, 563, we're planned 568, so that's fine. A little bit lighter. 13 7 on the reserve fuel. Cost index 69. Looks good. We'll just do TO2. Take off flaps 10.
Miami traffic, American 2329. We're going to be lining up on runway 12 for departure. Runway 12, Miami.
Where the hell am I supposed to get my CG at? We don't have an EFB to calculate it for us. So we'll go with that. 38, 41, 62. On the cloud 2, top altitude's 5,000 feet. And then runway heading 092. Cool. Alright, so that's all set. Let's get the APU rolling.
And Miami traffic, American 2329. We're taking off runway 12, southeast departure on the cloud 2 departure of Miami traffic.
Alright, go through some of our checklists. Our parking brake set, fuel cutoff switches are cut off. Flight deck door we'll say is closed and locked. Yeah. Passenger signs are in auto. MCP set. Takeoff speeds are set. CD pre-flight's good to go. Trim moves quick. Alright, trim set. Taxi takeoff brief. Let's do that real quick. Driving to the airport now. He is the quality control mechanic of thoughts. Deliveries. Yeah. Sorry guys, again, for those of y'all who are just joining us, I do have a brand new airplane sitting in the at the final assembly line in Mobile, Alabama right now that I'm coordinating with dispatchers and the chief pilots that are flying and the Airbus ferry flight managers to get it home to our induction hangar. That is my project at my airline, and so I have to make sure that I'm staying on top of this. This is my 4th airplane in a week. It's kind of a lot. Alrighty, so we were doing the brief. Alright, so it's going to be a right seat takeoff. Aircraft types is 747-8 for tail strike avoidance. We have no MELs, no CDLs. It's going to be a 2-engine taxi. We're going to push out. We'll go to spot 73, make our calls, and we're going to take Sierra down to runway 9. Weather should be pretty good. 130 at 9, gust of 19, 10 statute miles, broken at 4200 with a temperature of 24, dew point 14, altimeter's 3017. We got information Charlie. Approaches are being conducted to converging intersection runways. Arrivals expect ILS 8 right, 9, and 12. Do they have a separate? They got a separate for departure. So info Papa. Hate that shit. Departing runways 8 left, 8 right, 9, and 12. So we're going to be departing off runway 9. So weather's no factor, terrain's no factor. We got no hot spots, no runways to cross. Emergency procedure is going to be the standard stuff. Below 80 knots, be my decision to reject complete stops at the parking brake. And we'll run any actions or the emergency evacuation checklist as required. After 80 knots in the high-speed regime, we'll only abort for engine fire, engine fail, low-level wind shear, anything that makes it feel like the aircraft's unsafe for takeoff. After V1, we pop an engine, we're going to go flying. We'll fly runway heading, we'll speed up, clean up. Acceleration climb altitude's going to be 1,500 feet. And then we'll make right pattern and come back runway 9. If all goes as planned, we're going to fly the Colada 2 departure with a top altitude of 5,000 feet. We're squawking 2107. And I'd say departure brief is complete. If y'all got any questions, throw it in the chat. Maybe I'll see it, maybe I won't, because I've got a lot that I'm monitoring right now. Cool. So we got ATIS. Bye-bye, motherfucker. Bye-bye. And it's going to be spot 17. Eights. Sweet. Call that good. APU should be up. Get the rest of our shit going. Switch that over. Hydraulics. We'll put all this into auto. And put them bleeds on. Cool. The altimeters 3017. Press B. 3017. Cross check. I like it. Alright, let's get going, and then we can chat once we get airborne. We'll pull those stairs. Is this the Asobo 747 or the Saucy? This is the Asobo with the FT Sim sound pack and the cockpit texture mods. We are not giant. Cost index 69 and fuel 69 seems legit. I'm telling you, I thought the same thing. Yeah, it seems a little too light for my liking, to be honest. Let's see. Let's go over that, right? So fuel-wise, so we have let's cross-check that we have our regulatory fuel. So we've got our trip fuel, which is right here. We've got our reserve fuel. We have our fuel to the most distant alternate if required. We've only got one alternate, Punta Cana, so we've got that. Good there. We have our contingency fuel. Contingency fuel is going to be for any known or anticipated constraints that may delay the landing of an aircraft. We got that, so that's good to go. That gives us our min takeoff fuel of pretty much 67,000 pounds. If we had any basic extra, that would go here, but we don't have any. These aren't applicable. The captain, this would be like captain's requested fuel. ACF is,
lining up runway 8 left.
to put it simply, it's like historical and statistically driven fuel that it's a whole thing. And then you got your taxi fuel of 2,000 pounds. So when we have all of our regulatory fuel, we are planned to land with 31,100 pounds of gas. That comes out to 1 hour and 38 minutes of fuel, and that's going to be split up between the reserve fuel, the alternate fuel, and contingency fuel. Actually, no, it's just going to be reserve and alternate, not contingency. Contingency is calculated as burn. So yeah, I know it sounds probably a little light for a 7.4, but it's only a 2-hour long flight. Our zero fuel weight is not the highest in the world, 568 out of 651, so relatively light. Plus we got a tailwind, so that seems pretty realistic to me. Now, as far as like a personal preference, pilots do actually have personal preferences on how much fuel they want to land with. That's something that we as dispatchers have to fight them on all the time. It's highly annoying. We don't plan based off of a pilot's personal preference. We plan based off of data-driven decisions. So, let's get this motherfucker out of here. Prepare pushback and departure. Where's that damn TCAS? Oh, we're transponding. Where's nothing? Perfect. Where's my damn pushback? Oh, there we go. They're coming. They are coming. Charging my second camera right now, so hopefully we'll have the top-down view for the landing. My phone was apparently dead. See, apron 6 on the right side. You can park there. Or you can park. Get there. Park car looks. All right. So, first of all, I can tell that you either work there or very familiar with San Juan. So I was looking at parking at apron 6, and I think that's what you said, right? Apron 6, yep. And that's where I believe in the scenery there's an Atlas Air. Either a scenery or I was running live. I think I may have been running live traffic at one point when I went there. But yeah, we're gonna go to apron 6. That's the plan. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna move this here so I can see it without having to really turn my head. Actually, no, it's just gonna be in the way. Alright, we're gonna go nose left.
Miami traffic, American 1301, final runway 09er, Miami traffic. Foreflight.
Scared to know. how this is going to turn out. Probably should just tell them to go straight back. Alright, let's start rolling some engines. And with the Dash 8, it's got auto start, so you can just pull the little ignition switches, then go ahead and switch those engine cutout switches to on. Had a feeling I was going to try to push us all the way out. Damn. Stab green band. I don't know what that means. I think stabilizer green band. We're in the green band. Unless there's an actual different CG. The airplane knows what the CG is, even though we have something different inputted. I don't know. I want to ignore it. Nothing to see here, guys. So just pilot, we are in pounds. Hopefully we do better than Giant 65 did back in January on this route. What happened with them? Zach, my man, what's going on, dude? Welcome, welcome. Great to see you as always. West, what's happening, dude? Great to see you. Tommyana, yellow, hello. Welcome, welcome. I'm loving flying cargo with the A300. I need to get some more time on that airplane. So they're pulling out. Chase, welcome, dude. Great to see you. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Alright, we'll give them the nod. Alright, let's get everything else going. So trim, let's go flaps 10. Auto brake RTO. Checklist. And now it's be an auto recall. Obviously we're going to have these two little messages. That's fine. We expect that. Recall flight controls. Watch SAC coming back. Flight controls checks complete. Ground equipment's clear. APU, let's get that off. Flaps are set before takeoff. And let's go back to nav. Alright, let's get turned around. We're going to go left and swing it to the right.
Miami traffic, American 1089, taxi to Holy Juliet, right for immediate spot.
Miami traffic, Giant 1004, spot 17, leaving the cargo ramp. Headed over to runway 9 via 001, Miami. Alright, this dude's holding to the left. Clear on the right.
American 108, 90 bottom Juliet, right?
And then let's get 19. Paul sheet says uncovered. This airplane turns like shit. For some reason the Sobo airplanes turn terrible. traffic landing right here. What's she say? Call sheet says
Airbus traffic from American 1142, pushing start, gate Delta 38.
what the fuck is she talking about? Call sheet says uncovered. Will it be open during the M2 shift? Alright, let's line up and wait. Miami traffic, Giant 1004, lining up and waiting over on runway 9. Miami. Miami traffic, Giant 1004, departing runway 9 on the Cloud 2 departure, exiting the airspace to the southeast. Miami. Alright, let's rock and roll. Eight knots. In rotate. Pause rate, gear up. Why did my fucking flight directors kick off? Oh, I know why. Okay. Talk about that in a second. LNAV, VNAV. Miami traffic, Giant 1004 is clear. Runway 9 exiting airspace to the southeast. Miami.
and Fort Lauderdale traffic. Anybody else coming down the, there's 10 left arrival.
Fort Lauderdale traffic down with 1858. We are on the OLAS 3 arrival for 10 left. We're crossing downfield 6,000 feet on the extended center line out of 10 left. Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, roger that. We see you here in front of us. We'll adjust speed and station.
Have takeoffs complete. Alright, autopilot engaged and in command. Got traffic right out in front of us. It's about 20 miles, a little less than 20 miles out. Keep an eye on them. See them right out here. Make sure we don't have a near mid-air collision. 18,000 standard, and I don't know if that one went standard or not. Looks like it. There we go.
JetBlue 2427 on frequency.
All right. I looked
Yeah,
at
we
what
are
Paul
pretty
wrote
big.
for desk assignments, and NK777 is a priority flight. Matty B asked me to swap it for on-time departure per TED. It's assigned desk 19.
Alright, we'll adjust.
I'm pretty sure I should work to the flight. Neo. Huh, Miami ground literally just got on. telling you. I just want to like be left alone and be able to fucking stream for once without having to deal with work shit. That's all good. Coming up on some of them pretty island buys. Some of the pretty islands with the island buys. Fucking hate those dudes. It's gonna make charts. There we go. Got Foreflight up. Mover saws. Got some traffic going with us. Water's definitely pretty blue out this way. Anyways, at some point I'll get to actually fucking chill and talk to y'all. Had the engine on fire after. Yeah, I remember them. Yep. So far, we're doing better than they were. But I guess that's. No worries, we're sorting it out. Cool. I guess that's one of the things to be glad is, you know, you got 3 other engines. So, you know, definitely better than being in like a 7.6. West, man, I'm doing good. Other than having to do this bullshit work on an off day while I'm trying to hang out with y'all. But other than that, I can't complain. Things are pretty good. Things are pretty good. See. Yo, bro, can you please tell me how to set the altimeters? Sure. So, when you're looking at your weather, I use Navigraph, and then I'll go to weather, and I can either use ADIS or METAR. So over here on the side, I can't really zoom in on it because of the part of the iPad it's on. But over here under Miami, or here under this, where the green dot where it says VFR, if you look down a little bit, you'll see the A3015. That's going to be the altimeter setting, at least here in the States. It's in inches mercury versus the hectopascals that are commonly used elsewhere. But yeah, so you would take that number, and then every airplane's a little different as far as where the altimeter is, as far as adjusting it. But in the 7.3 and in the 7.4, it's going to be right here. So it's kind of hard to see because shadow, but you'll see baro. So I mean that's your basically your barometric altimeter. And so we're in inches because we're in the United States, and then you would just dial it to the number that's on the METAR. So 3015. So if I wanted to go 3015, I would just dial it, and it shows right down here on the primary flight display. And then once you're above 18,000 feet in the States, you'll set your altimeter to standard. And so the 7.3 and the Boeing 7.8, the Boeing 7.4, they all have the little standard button. So you click standard, and then you'll see the standard come up, and you'll want to check both sides to make sure that the airplane is, you know, that both are matching up. Otherwise, The airplane's not really going to know what to do if you have two separate settings. I know in the Airbus it'll ding at you. There's all sorts of traffic out here. Looks like some pretty masking down that way. I wonder if, you know, if you're up high, if you can't really see the masking, do you have to be, you know, way down low? The multitasking is insane today, dude. That's really just a normal thing for me. I mean, I'll be at Publix grocery shopping, and I'll be on Teams doing what you're seeing right now, or I'll be like taking a shit at work on my phone, coordinating stuff. It's just the way it goes when you're a manager, I reckon. Kenny. Greetings, wrong side. How you doing, man? I'm doing great. Doing good. I must say, today is a pretty good day as far as the delivery stuff goes, because so far, knock on wood, there's no issues with the delivery flight. We typically will have issues. Usually the issues lie within getting the flywire, which is the aircraft registration from the FAA. It'll take too long when I'm having to delay delivery of the airplane for a day or so. But so far today, it's going good. Dude, I'm telling you, man, the FT Sim sound pack on this airplane ain't bad. Ain't bad. Zach, fighting a sleepy child over here. Oh man, we'll just, you know, just throw a little elbow and put him to sleep. That's why I shouldn't be a dad. Fucking sleepy myself. Italian flight simmer. Are you using the Salty? I am not. I am using the Asobo 747-8 with the FT Sim sound pack and the modded cockpit textures. And I must say, it's an enjoyable airplane to fly, especially when you got some pretty views like this. My man Andrew, what's going on, big dog? How you doing? Once this airplane gets going, if it gets going before we land, we'll pull them up on flight radar and watch them. So it's been, for those of y'all who joining us late, it's been a pretty busy past 10 days or so. In the past week, I have delivered 4 brand new airplanes from the Airbus factories, both in Mobile, Alabama, and Hamburg, Germany. And I am very happy to say that the really important one, the Hamburg delivery, because it's far more complex and a lot more difficult to conduct that process, went, as far as my processes go, like filing the flight plans, approved routes, Eurocontrol, like all those things, right? Everything went according to plan. Everything went smooth. And I was kind of stressing about it because I recently took lead on the project of deliveries. My colleague that used to do deliveries with me, she left, got a different job. So I took over the project, and I kind of knew that if there were a lot of fuck-ups and a lot of issues with the delivery flight coming from Hamburg, for the very first one, that would kind of set the tone and the expectations of what the Chiefs would expect, as far as my performance and you know, how these will typically go in the future. So I was very happy when everything went smooth. We did have a little bit of a scare, at least to me. I was a little nervous. I'm gonna pull up the flight and flight aware and show y'all. Whenever flight aware wants to come on. flight aware. What's the deal, bro? There you go. Oh wow, they already got that airplane in service. Shit. You guys move quick. When did it fly? Third. Oh, it flew yesterday for the first time. First revenue flight was yesterday. That's cool. Yeah, so this was the flight. Hamburg, Germany. And if we look over here in Keflavik, we'll see there was a little funness going on. So they're coming in, and what's really funny, and I think I actually still have the video. I'll look. So I loaded up Microsoft Flight Sim. I spawned on the ground in Keflavik, turned on PSXT in real traffic to watch my airplane land in Keflavik that that I've been working for the past month to get delivered. So they're coming in, and then all of a sudden they stop their approach at 2,500 feet roughly, and it was about this point that I start seeing them in the sim, and then they went around. Why did I just get an email sound? Oh, because I have my emails open. So they go around, they come back. At this point I quit watching in the sim. I was like, oh fuck, here we go. At this point, like when they shot the first approach, the METAR was VFR. Winds were picking up, but the METAR was VFR. On this approach, as they are joining the final, the METAR updates, and it goes to winds from the west at 40 knots, gusting to 55 knots, 400 meters, which is like 1/8 of a mile visibility, blowing snow, snow showers, overcast, 500 cumulonimbus clouds. So basically thunder snow. So when I saw that, I was like, oh god, here we go. And our alternate is Glasgow in the UK, all the way over here, 750 miles away. We had about 4 hours of extra gas to play with, so obviously, like, you know, if we can't get in right away, we have some gas to hold and play with. So they shoot the approach, they get down to minimums, boop, go around. They bring it back over, and then thank God, at this point, I send our flight consultants an email. I'm like, hey, just let y'all know, we just went around twice. Weather's not looking good. We got a lot of gas to play with. Just kind of keeping y'all in the loop. I'll let you know if we divert to Glasgow or not, and we can, get everything rolling for the diversion. And they were like, all right, cool, thanks, just let us know. And then on the last approach, got on the ground. It's like, whew. But then, because the winds were over 50 miles an hour, they couldn't bring up the fuel truck, they couldn't bring up the air stairs, they couldn't do anything. So the airplane had to park and wait about 45 minutes for the winds to die down below 50 knots before they were able to finally service the airplane. And after that, they got back off and made their way to Detroit. So they took off out of Keflavik, cruised right over Greenland through North Canada, and this is kind of a tough spot right here. So we treat this like ETOPS because there's so few like good airports around. And when I say good, I mean like in this part of the world, most runways are gravel. I think we literally have like 1 or 2 choices of intermediate airports to use that actually have an asphalt or concrete runway that's 6,000 feet or longer, and can take 321. So but after that, everything went nice and smooth, and they got in, and everything was good to go. But that was a little bit of a scare. I've had one delivery flight divert, and that was about a year ago. They were trying to get into Goose Bay, Canada, and they had to divert to Gander. But that's not nearly as crazy as diverting from Keflavik to Glasgow. Still trailing this dude. But yeah, so I'm super happy to get the airplane delivered. Everything go well on our end. Usually Reykjavik ATC will change a fix or two coming out of Keflavik, and this time my route was good. They didn't even do that. We got an acknowledgement from ATC. It was all good. It's taken about 1.5 years for myself and my previous colleague to really refine this process. It's quite long. Our checklist is 3 pages in a Word document. So it's very, very long. There's a lot of steps to doing this stuff. And so for me to take lead and everything to go smooth was kind of like winning the Super Bowl for myself. I was super stoked. And then other than that, had 2 other domestic deliveries out of Mobile. And then we have our 4th airplane of the year leaving today out of Mobile. So lots of airplanes, and we need them. I'm hoping he finally gave it up. Hope so. Tosses the little ass in the bed, and I don't know, put a little thing above him. And hopefully he'll pass the fuck out. Can you suggest some 747 routes in a Caribbean style? Oof. There's probably not a ton. I would imagine San Juan has quite a few with Atlas. Like Miami San Juan, I'm pretty sure is a real route. And I think Orlando San Juan. Most Caribbean stuff for 7.4s is probably going to be in San Juan. Other than that, you're going to keep on going to probably South America. Yeah, I don't know any more than that off the top of my head. I mean, you could imagine any big cargo hub that has 7.4s, like probably Louisville to San Juan. You could probably imagine that. I mean, more than likely they're going to do MD-11s. Yeah, hard to say. Because usually most 7.4s are going to be utilized going to the Pacific, like Asia, and also not the Caribbean, but Europe. Damn, call your FedEx because you always deliver. Call me FedEx, I always deliver. That's pretty funny. I like that. Sounds like you're making big plays, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Trying my best. It was a hell of a long day, or actually a couple days. I had worked from 3 in the afternoon until 1 in the morning, 2 days before the delivery. And that's kind of when everything really starts to ramp up. We start sending the preliminary flight plans and OFPs and calculations, doing some other checks and things. So I got off at 1 in the morning. Came home, kind of chilled a little bit. Went to bed, woke up at 1 in the afternoon. I worked on prepping the delivery flight, getting the first leg filed with Eurocontrol, doing some prelim type stuff from 1 until 4 in the afternoon. And then I went into work at 10 p.m. To do the actual delivery, which leaves at 2:30 in the morning on that particular flight. So went in at 10, linked up with the dispatcher, and we got everything going paperwork wise, because the dispatcher has to, like, legally, per our dispatcher's contract, they dispatch the flight. So we kind of preset everything. We determined, like, us managers, I'll figure out the route and make sure everything is approved with Eurocontrol, and then basically the dispatcher will just cross-check the NOTAMs, cross-check weather and stuff at our intermediate airports and our tech stop, and then they'll send the paperwork, sends it to me, I send it to the pilots, We got a lot of, like, importation stuff going on as well. Working with our broker, getting entry documents and a bunch of things together to send to the crew. Yeah, and then I left work once they were off the ground from Hamburg. I left work and went home, and basically flight followed from here, staying in touch with the dispatcher over Teams. And then once they were finally off the ground in Keflavik, I had a meeting at 11 o'clock, and then I went to bed. Slept all day. So super long days, but you know, when you got a mission, you do what you gotta do to get the mission complete. Especially when it's $63,200,000 A321 Neo. How many planes do you usually deliver in a year? We're averaging about 24 to 25 a year. I think last year was 24, should have been 25. There was an airplane that fell short towards the end of the year. Something happened with it and they had to reskin the entire airplane. In fact, we're still waiting on an update on that airplane. It's down in Mobile. So it should have been 25, but it was 24 last year, and I think we're looking at roughly the same this year. Speaking of deliveries, I read an article on what's that damn website, simpleflying.com, and it was talking about our airline. We took a delivery. It was a leased airplane, and it went from Mobile to Dallas. And I was thinking, I was like, what the fuck is this talking about? How would an airplane leave Mobile and go to Dallas? Because we don't induct airplanes in Dallas, we do it in Detroit or Houston. It was like, why was I not involved in this? Like, this is my shit. And then I kind of figured it out. Simple Flying fucked up. They didn't go to Dallas. They didn't go to DFW. They went to DTW. So these dumbasses fucked it up. But yeah, at first I was like, what the hell? Because any deliveries out of Mobile, I should be, like, I am involved. There's no way around me not being involved. Well, so far, everything's pretty, but I don't know, maybe we need to fly lower to see all the water masking shit. I kind of wanted to see what, for us that love flying airliners, and are typically in higher altitudes, I wanted to kind of see what that would look like, but it's not much to really see in comparison to what it was beforehand. Let's see, watch your ears, guys. Do they make them in Mobile? So all of the parts of the airplane are built in different countries around the world, and then they're all put on a ship or multiple ships and brought into Mobile Bay Port. And that's why Airbus put their final assembly line in Mobile was because of the port. Google Maps. And I actually have some pictures from when I went there to pick up a delivery. And I'll show y'all. Yeah, so you got this big ass port right here. So all the stuff, all the like the wings and the fuselage. The fuselage comes in two separate sections. But the wings and the fuselage and the tails and all the shit comes in separate. And then they bring it from there to here. And this is where everything is set up. And you can probably see, yeah, here you go. There's a couple, there's two separate fuselages. So this is probably a 320. This is a 321. And then the butt ends of both. Horizontal stabilizers. And actually, I drove around in a golf cart around all this stuff. It's pretty cool to see. So they're building, they have a final assembly line for the 320 family, and they have a final assembly line for the 220 family. They are in the process, as you can see right here, they're building another final assembly line for the 320 family, and we'll also be adding a second final assembly line for the 220 family. If I remember correctly, I think they said they could pump out 38 fucking airplanes a month out of this facility. 38. That's insane. So let me get my pictures together for you guys. So I think that's masking over there. UPS flies 74 from Louisville to San Juan all the time. Ah, there we go. But that's a lengthy little flight. Just this one's 2 hours long. Add another 2 hours to that. It's probably a 4-hour flight. I couldn't do that Euro control stuff. That's why I came to Southwest. It's really not bad. Like once you get a Euro controlled route or Euro control approved route, they don't really change much. The only thing that would happen would be closed airspace for military exercises or some shit like that. But for the most part, I've been using the same route out of Hamburg since we've taken our first 321neo, and I've never had to change it. It's been fine. The trick for us has been Keflavik and like how they want their departures done, because it's a little bit different out there on the Blue Spruce routes since we're not ETOPS. And like all the Blue Spruce routes, you have to stay at like 28,000 or lower, and we are approved to bypass that, but we have to like still be on the Blue Spruce. So we kind of like skirt that by filing lat longs instead of fixes on the Blue Spruce routes, but we're like parallel to the Blue Spruce. It's a little weird, but that's the tricky one, is the Keflavik Detroit leg with the North Atlantic Blue Spruce routes. But it's really not bad. This was one of those kind of things. It's almost like when you're doing EROPS at our airline, you know. And then I'm sure you're going to be introduced to ETOPS where you're at now. So once it's trained into and you become familiar with it, it's not as scary. Light speed, yo, I'm about to land at Victor Oscar Bravo Lima in the fly-by-wire A32NX. Very nice. Where is VOBL? I have no clue where that airport's at. Wes, I saw that article. Yeah, so that article was wrong. And part of me wanted to contact him and be like, hey, motherfuckers, you got that wrong. You know, fact check yourself. But I'm also not approved to, like, we have a media department for shit like that, so I can't say anything. So you got this big ass port. Right? Welcome to wrong side. Mangalore, India. Gotcha. Is it a challenging approach? Wow, 38. That's insane. It is. What's the red pylon on Foreflight that's disappeared and then came back? It is turbulence. I looked at it before we took off. Yeah, so it's a moderate turbulence, flight level 290 to flight level 440. Let's see if it says why. Kind because sometimes it'll say like directional shear or like a front. Like it'll tell you like what's causing it. Sometimes it's just clear air turbulence. Let's see. Severe turbulence observed at, and then at 1645 Zulu, that lat long. And basically, severe turbulence has been observed in this whole thing. So, let's play dispatch. So as a dispatcher, I would see this. I'd probably let them know well beforehand, and I'd hit them up and I'll say, FYI, severe turbulence at your 12 o'clock, or severe turbulent SIGMET at your 12 o'clock, and how many miles, which like in our software I can hold control, drag from the airplane to it, and it'll draw out how many miles. Now I'd say 80 miles and lasts beyond waypoint flight level 290 to 440. And so then the crew tell me like, all right, we're gonna descend, or because they'll start talking to ATC as well. They'll get some info from ATC, kind of figure out what they should do. So I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll plan to descend, and we'll go down to 27,000 feet and stay below this stuff. And we'll use our extra fuel that we planned. Might burn a little extra, but that's okay. And we have our alternate of Punta Cana that's not required. So if we needed even more gas to play with, we could amend the flight plan. We're already going to have to amend it for the new altitude. We can amend the flight plan to get rid of that alternate, and that would, all that extra gas for the alternate would then could be used for the higher burn at a lower altitude. But it's a good question. So as you can see right here, we're passing. That's not what I want. I want the PIREP. There we go. So this is pretty old, but PIREP 1 hour and 38 minutes ago was reported. So it's a UA. So UA is like routine. If you have a UUA, that's going to be like potentially dangerous, severe turbulence, severe icing, stuff like that. Nassau UA over ZQA on a 131-201 radial. Time 1912 Zulu at flight level 400. Type Boeing 767-300. Reported turbulence moderate chop. That's what that is. So you can kind of couple that with this and be able to tell that there's definitely something disturbing the rides out there. Oh my God. Bum, 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 bum. What else can we talk about? So these are interesting. I turned these off on my work stuff because they're kind of irrelevant. But in this case, it's actually kind of good to have these. So we've got these two PIREPs right here at 29,000 feet and 32,000 feet. And basically all it's saying is at time 1914 Zulu, flight level 290, 321 reported negative turbulence. Alright. Same thing with this one. 320 reported negative turbulence. So the reason why that's good is you got this giant ass SIGMET that's saying, holy fuck, severe turbulence, caution, caution. And then you have PIREPs, and these are actual live pilot reports. I said, nope, rides are smooth. And so now we at least can see, based off these two PIREPs, and it's only two, but at least at 32,000 and 29,000 feet, the rides were smooth. So I would use that as well. Tell my crew, hey, 8 nautical miles at your 12 o'clock, severe turbulence SIGMET lasts until here from 29,000 44,000 feet, but also seeing PIREPs within that area, 29,000 feet and 32,000 feet, stating no turbulence. So that tells me that maybe we don't need to go all the way down to 27. Maybe we go check out, 33, 31,000 feet. And if the rides suck, we'll go a little bit lower to 29. And then if they suck there, then we'll keep on going down. Because we're not going to get above 44,000, obviously. So that's what that is. And as you can see, there's a bunch of them. Things are a little bit quieter out this direction. But once you start coming up this way, there's a lot more traffic. So there's a lot more PIREPs, a lot more data. So when you got all these little circle ones, these are all negative turbulence. Let's go. So you can see it better. This one should be light. Time 2033, flight 270, 737, reported light chop. It's probably Delta. What is this? CLM. Oh. So this one, Orlando, UA, over Orlando, time 2004 Zulu, during climb. So FL it stands for flight level, but that's like the template portion of the PIREP. So DURC is during climb. 321 reported sky conditions scattered at 3,200 feet and turbulence smooth. You can also see like the plain language obviously below it, but I'm reading the coded portion. Now over here we go. There's a sexy one. As I just talked about, UUA is kind of like, oh shit, right? So over here we got MYGF UUA over ZFP 008150, radial time 1944Z, flight level 410. Type was a Learjet 60. Turbulence moderate to severe. RM. Oh, that's from Mars. 800 foot loss in altitude. Now, obviously, for us, especially if we're flying a 7.4 and a Learjet is getting severe turbulence, that's probably going to be light to moderate for us because we're a much bigger airplane, right? So dispatchers take that into consideration as well when they're talking to pilots about PIREPs. Let's see what this is. Alright, here's a convective SIGMET. If we turn on radar, we'll see it. So there you go, convective SIGMET. I don't really like to use convective SIGMETs much. They're a little too... Somebody just talk to me. I just heard something. Yeah, I don't like to use convective SIGMETs too much. They're a little too vague for my liking. I have better and more specific tools to determine tops on thunderstorms and shit like that. But this will tell you various different information on a thunderstorm. So this convective SIGMET is active surface to 31,000 feet. I doubt the thunderstorms are at the surface, but whatever. And it just kind of draws out the area. There's one as well. What's this yellow? Oh, yellow is just general thunderstorms. Okay. Another convective SIGMET. Surface to 30,000 feet. This big fucker right here. That's turbulence. Get more work shit. Just a heads up, putting calendar for the 9th of February 12 for a re-registration of the OCC IVR licenses. Telecom will send the meeting for the call. No outage expected. They will need someone to validate. Oh my god, when is this fucking shit gonna end? Doing one of these like once a fucking week. Yeah, I'm trying to look around for anything interesting to chat about. The blue are icing. So like over here, Rochester, UA, over Mingo, 1951Z during descent, Challenger 35 or whatever the fuck that is. Temperature is -6. icing light rime at 4,000 feet. Those of y'all that don't know pirates. Then we got TFRs, big ass red circles. This is, it says VIP. I'd imagine as big as this fucker is, that's a POTUS VFR or TFR, temporary flight restriction. From February 9th, 6 p.m. till February 11th, 10 p.m. And you'll see one in Vegas as well for the Super Bowl. It's not active yet, which is why it's orange. And then they got one over the stadium itself. Super Bowl Las Vegas. Yeah, so you don't want to be flying over that. I don't know why this one is here, what that one's for. It also says Super Bowl, but okay. Nevada National Security Site. There you go. If y'all see any more, anything else y'all want to know about, let me know. Turn the radar off because I don't have coverage and it tells you don't have coverage and it gets annoying. Getting ready to pass over the Turks and Caicos. I don't know, first try, hopefully it goes well. I hope it goes well for you too. Wes, I almost wanted to Discord you and ask and then forgot. That's no problem. Always feel free to ask. Good people, how goes it? Sorry for being late. Was at the park with the kiddos. Well, that's okay. I guess we can see some of that water masking from here. Let's go ahead and start our way down to, let's go down to 31,000. And usually in real life, the pilots are going to wait for either ATC to start talking, like to start hearing it over the radios of other aircraft reporting the turbulence, or they're going to start down when they start feeling the turbulence. They usually won't just go off of the dispatcher's input. The dispatcher could be wrong, could be looking at old data, and now you're burning gas for no reason. But we're going to go down to 31. So we'll just go vertical speed mode. Go 15. And we need to recruise the airplane. What did I say? 31 or 33? Let's do 31. Pop, pop, pop. Execute. There we go. So the airplane will then recalculate our top of descent and all that good stuff. And then maybe being a little bit lower, we'll be able to see more of that water masking, but I think you got to be down low to really see that water masking. This just looks like satellite textures to me. It's pretty. I'll give it that. Wish Navigraph had that. I know they had a turbulence map, but not the same. Yeah, it would be cool if they could inject live stuff, or even if like VATSIM controllers could submit the pilots, because that's basically what's happening. Is all of these are being reported by pilots to the controllers, and the controllers are putting these out there per se. What I really wish that Navigraph would do, and I feel like it's 110% possible, and I don't know about easy, but doable, but to have the synthetic vision PFD up. We are direct Haggett right now, so we'll go direct 2. But yeah, I wish they would do that in Navigraph. Mock check ride. Ooh, that's gonna kick up the stress and duress a little bit. The other night we saw 3 severes at the same altitude and 1 extreme, all reported from a 321. I believe it was all reported from one of yours, but it's possible. All it takes is, one dispatcher to have their head down looking at their phone, not paying any attention for shit like that to happen. But I know what night you're talking about. I saw all those as well. It was a really bad rides kind of night. BRB, diaper explosion. Sounds fucking gross. Screw that flight restriction. And so, now when it comes to the flight restrictions, if you are like a Part 121 scheduled air carrier, and you're operating a scheduled flight into that area. For example, if you're going into DC, right? You're going to DCA. See if I can get rid of these segments real quick and make this a little bit clearer. So obviously this is centered around DCA and Washington DC itself, right? So if this was a temporary flight restriction, they have this from surface and above. So like there's no getting under it or over it. Nobody would ever be able to fly into DCA, or probably even Dulles, or Baltimore. So the thing is, if you are a Part 121 scheduled air carrier operating a scheduled flight on the IFR flight plan, you can enter these areas. Now the big thing to know as a dispatcher, like the DC one is there all day, every day, never goes away. But like this one's different. What's this one over? No, it says Wilmington, but better example, Vegas, right? When this TFR goes active, because even part of Vegas is inside of this TFR for the Super Bowl. So the thing to know as a dispatcher, especially if it's like a VIP TFR, we'll be able to fly into it. But you'll definitely want to carry some gas, because if you get there by the same time as the VIP's getting there, everybody's going to go into a hold. The airport's going to go into a ground stop. Nothing's going to be moving until the VIP parks and is like out of there. So as a dispatcher, you just need to know to carry the gas if you're landing within the active time frame of that TFR. But as far as getting in and out of the TFR, you'll be fine. So what Keflavik was like. Keflavik gets crazy. It's VFR right now. No, of course it's a beautiful day. The day I'm not putting an airplane there. 07010, quad 9. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. So I wish Foreflight would separate airmets, sigmets, all that stuff. Because I would never. Oh, I guess I do. I do use turbulent sigmets. As you can see, we're now inside of that turbulent area, passing over Turks and Caicos. When we start bouncing around, we'll go down a little bit lower. Ever thought about doing a podcast? This seems pretty interesting. I haven't thought about doing one of my own. I don't know if I have the time to dedicate to that. And I also think probably run out of things to talk about relatively quick. But I've been on a podcast. I've been on the Blue Experience with Blue Games and XP72 about 2 years ago. And that was a lot of fun. Talk about nervous. Boy, I was nervous. I was struggling to talk. I was shaking. I was like, oh man, I'm talking to the big boys. But it was a lot of fun. If you haven't seen that, it's we talked all about dispatch and dispatchers and the pilot dispatcher relationship and stuff like that for quite a while. It was a really good episode. If you search Blue Experience Flight Dispatch, you should be able to find it pretty easy. Turns out I'm a fucking idiot. I left for 30 minutes and well, my friend, I can tell you, you ain't the first one to do that, because I've done that many times. Many times. And you know, it's even better when you're on Valenza too and everybody can see you. Just like, hey bro, airport's that way. Yeah, man, go check it out. I think you would enjoy it. Just from that podcast, a few people have reached out. I guess it influenced their decision to want to become a dispatcher. And yeah, ever since then I've helped several people become flight dispatchers, which is probably the most rewarding part of doing this whole YouTube streaming thing. Out on Valenza. Yeah, ain't that the best? Everybody can see your mistake if they, for whatever reason, click on your airplane. Alright, let's see if we can see what this water masking shit is all about. Because from at altitude, it doesn't look like anything's changed. But I wonder if my Google textures mod could somehow disrupt that. I don't know what dictates it all, but it's like you would think we'd be seeing more prettiness. I know the Turks and Caicos is definitely included in that water masking shit. But nothing looks water masked. Damn, my airplane's way back here. Shoot. Yeah, like this doesn't look like anything's changed. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking it does too. Which sucks, because the Google textures, ground textures, are way fucking better than Microsoft's. Microsoft said in one of their dev streams that the northern part of the Caribbean didn't work very well. Southern islands look much better. Okay, cool. And that's where we're going. So I guess we'll see when we get there. When I was getting screenshots, I felt like I was noticing some prettierness. It was a pretty airplane. I really like this this livery. Did really good on it. Made it look nice and dirty. I would like to try and do a wrong side red eye tonight, if I have the energy. I may not. I likely won't. I've been struggling all day since I went to bed at 5:30 and got up at 10. But I want to get another stream in. I'd like to fly some 7.8. And if not the 7.8, then maybe do the 7.3, just do some late night SVA action. And we can follow up with some screenshots and flight reports on Instagram and YouTube's. Who dat? American 777, probably coming from San Juan. That's probably live traffic. See ya. Boom, 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 boom. Man. When my colleague Mike reads this message that we got another IVR thing next week, because 2 weeks ago was supposed to have been the last one, and then something didn't work in the patch. They had to do it again this week, this past week that I just worked, and we thought that was going to be the last one, and now here they are saying we're going to do another one. It's a huge pain in the ass because we have to coordinate all of our backup cell phones to everybody in both offices, and it's just a huge pain in the ass. We absolutely hate doing it. We thought we were done with it. So he's going to have a coronary when he reads that message. But I do all the hard work in figuring out the phone numbers and who's sitting where, who's got what phone and shit. So he better not bitch too much to me. I'm doing it for him for the most part. But J-Foot, man, how's it going, dude? Hope you're doing well. Seen you in some other streams that I've been popping in and out of. That's the worst for me, is like when I'm at work and I'm just kind of doing shit, I'll turn on stream to like have on in the background, but then like that it kills me. Like, oh, I want to fly. I want to fly, and it's driving me nuts. Oh, guys, I have an idea for a new series / challenge on the channel. I think it would be interesting, but as far as like engaging with y'all, passing over Haggett now. Let's get a screenshot real quick. Screenshot. Oh man, I'm gonna miss the turn, motherfucker. Oh well. Yeah, so I wouldn't be able to engage with y'all as much in the chat, but tell me what y'all think. And I think I'm gonna do a community post and just kind of get feedback, see what y'all think. So, what I'm thinking about doing is kind of doing a challenge for myself. Basically calling it the no autopilot challenge. Can I fly single pilot A to B with 0 autopilot, as far as like the autopilot being engaged? Now, still going to be using like LNAV and VNAV to command the flight directors and shit like that, right? Setting speed bugs, blah blah blah. But I'll be hand flying every bit of it. I'm thinking we'll start easier and work our way harder. So we'll start Airbus, fly by wire. Obviously, you don't have to worry about trimming. Flying that airplane, I'll be able to engage with y'all a bit more than other airplanes. But so we'll start with like 320, maybe 321 Neo, then the 320 Classic and the Phoenix airplane, and then move over to like 7.3, 7.4, something like that. But basically, the gist is, can I fly a single pilot with all hand flown from A to B? And I'm not going to do anything like stupid long. Maybe do like Atlanta, Pensacola. Because actually I do remember we had a stream a long time ago. We took off out of Pensacola in the 7.3. And for whatever reason, the autopilot would not engage. And I had to hand fly all the way to Atlanta. And we did it without much of a problem. So we could do like Atlanta, Pensacola, and then do like Orlando, Lauderdale, something like that, like 45-minute long flights, nothing too crazy long. But what would y'all think about that? Is that something that y'all would want to see? Is that challenge kind of entice y'all, like, ooh, can he fucking do it? But again, if I'm laser focused on the flight directors, obviously it's harder to watch the chat because then I might fuck up. So I wouldn't be able to talk to the chat as much. That's the only downside. But oh, there you go. Yeah, so the MD-80, that will be like, that would probably be the top hardest one, I would think, as far as the airplanes that I have. If I want to go even harder, I'd do a Learjet 35 or whatever the fuck, the Lear 30, whichever one that one that is that's out. But I'm not buying that airplane. So yeah, so we're gonna say like that would be the grand finale is the Mad Dog. I can barely get that motherfucker to go where I want it to, with autopilot like engaged, much less me hand flying it. But then how would chat work? Yeah, and that's the catch, right? Like, I mean, I'll be like the chat's still gonna be there, and I'll be glancing over when I feel like workload allows. Predominantly gonna be when I'm in climb and in cruise and stuff like that. But I just won't be able to, like, you know, just sit here and just like I always do, just lean and watch the chat. It's gonna be like, kind of thing. Even better if you're bad at it. Yeah, I guess that's when my channel is really entertaining, when I start getting pissed off and start fucking up. Oh, you motherfucker, fucking piece of shit. Why the fuck's it doing this? Why is it going over here? Pilot Red Eye, my stoned ass late again. What's good, Blake? Man, you're looking at it. But man, glad to have you, stoned or not stoned. Glad you're able to make it. But man, everything's good. First stream in like 10 days. We're attempting to check out the Caribbean and the water masking and all that bullshit that I'm sure y'all are probably worn out of by now. But I haven't really seen it yet, so I was like, let's fly 7-4 down there and go check it out. So we're just cruising on along. We dropped down to 31,000 feet. We were initially at 39,000. Got into this turbulent segment of observed severe turbulence. So we got, because of the severe turbulence, they put out a SIGMET 29,000 feet to 44,000 feet. So we dropped down to 33 just to kind of fill out the rides. The rides have been, from watching the wingtips, I haven't seen the wings bouncing. So I think the rides have been smooth. We'll probably just kick it here for the rest of the flight. Maybe we'll drop down a bit lower as we get closer to the DR. Maybe when we get to Calto, we'll drop it down. Get out of here. Oh, I forgot. You can look around in this synthetic vision. That's what, directly off our left? I don't know what that. Oh, I guess it's seeing the DR. Lear 35 flying manual is not hard. The painful part is the autopilot. Okay. What about starting it in other systems? It just seems so old. You know, like, I guess a great way to put it. So, you know, at one point, like, at least my parents had to use, you know, an atlas and a map. I'm of the generation that never really had to do that. Pretty much always had GPS on our phones. So it's like, I guess kind of the same thing, right? Like if I'm flying an airplane like this, we got LNAV, we got VNAV, we got IRSs, we got GPS, you know, we got all the things. I'm good. But you put me in a Lear, which my man Jim 007, Gonyo, who is actually in the beginning stages of building a full 320 cockpit. Him and I were sketching out the cockpit windows and getting all the measurements for the cockpit because he's going to also build the cockpit shell. We were doing that the other night. We have a flight attendant mock-up fuselage. So it's got the cockpit and the forward section of the fuselage in our building that they do their training in. And so he brought some paper, stretched it out across the windows, and started sketching out all the windows and the measurements and all that kind of stuff. So he's looking at building Scholarchy A320 cockpits. Gonna be super dope once that's done. It's probably gonna be a relatively long project, but that's what he's got me for, help him out. Oh yeah, Jim, so while we're here, because I know we were talking yesterday about your spoilers, have you had a chance to visit that yet? I know you got the same, well, it's not plugged in, so it's not going to detect it. But so Jim, all you need to do for your spoilers, if you haven't figured it out already, is you can just search by name. We'll do arm spoilers, and see it's got toggle arm spoilers. Click in there, click in the scan, hit your spoiler lever on your Flight Sim PM throttle, and there you go. It'll be set. But again, toggle arm spoilers, not the axis, but this one. Could not get it to work. Huh. That's weird. I don't know why it wouldn't. Unless yours, for whatever weird reason, doesn't have the button functionality. But yeah. So Jim, when you're trying to set it, when you click in there and it says, you know, scanning for input, are you like, you're not moving the lever, are you? You're just like pushing it down? 'Cause that's how you activate the button function, is by just push it. You gotta push it down, like you're push it down without moving the lever. Just boop. Fires, what's happening, dude? I know that was you earlier in your Matt account. I did know that. Interesting. I might have to come to your house and fix that for you if you need me to. That's really weird. And so guys, Jim has the same, pretty much the same Airbus setup as I do. He's got the mini FCU coming, as well as I do. He's got the FS Projects side stick, like me. He's got the Flight Sim PM throttle. But now he's looking at building the full cockpits. Need maintenance. Finally realized something. No, I mean I knew that much. I didn't know if there was like something else you were alluding to. But yeah, I knew that was you. Lightspeed said I'm now doing an SAS flight, still in a 32NX, from Oslo, Norway to Bodo, Norway. Dude, I don't know why, but I love the SAS, the Scandinavian liveries. Dude, we're a lot further away from the Dominican than this shit looks. Excuse me. I wonder, can I do a... That's not what I wanted to do. There we go, that's what I want. I want to measure 66 nautical miles. Yeah, I definitely look a little bit closer than that. I always forget I can write on this. Which probably would have helped. So if I have this, but I can't draw on that. Dumb. start getting my second. Oh, San Juan ground's on. Very nice. It's nice. Just need center to come on. I'm gonna get that second camera set up here in a second. I don't know if y'all have noticed or not. Probably can't really even see it, but got some new models up there. I should be able to see it all. We got a Delta A350, Delta A330 Classic, Southwest 737 700 NG, the Spirit 320 Neo that I've had for a while, and then United 777. To me, it looks like a 300, but I don't think it's specified. I've got an American Airlines 78 coming as well. For those of y'all who may not been here, I think it was the last stream, one of the previous streams, we were talking about the AliExpress airplane models. So if y'all like airplane models, if you like big airplane models that are cheap for their quality and size, highly suggest. You can go to Google. Let's see, airplane model AliExpress LED lights. And so we'll start pulling up all these different airplanes. Like here's the 320 or the 350 that I got. I think mine was a little bit cheaper. So AliExpress is like Amazon. Stand by. It's the chief pilot. Might have weight and balance issues. Got some weight and balance issues. Aircraft not in weight and balance database. Uh-oh. Copy image. Never seen this place. 989 NK. Yeah, sounds like it reached out to DM. Guys, give me a second. I'll call my boss real quick. Weight and balance database. Alright. Sorry guys. Shit's not wouldn't necessarily say hitting the fan, but we're getting an error message I've never seen before. Now we're getting this. Aircraft not in weight and balance database, call dispatch. So, but we've confirmed that it is in the database. I mean, the dispatcher was able to generate a takeoff landing report, which proves that it's in the database. Our support folks sent screenshots of it in the database, so they're a little bit confused. Yeah, but we've got performance engineering on it. We've got OCC support on it as well. Where we at on our top drop? Top drop's coming up in about 20 miles. Get from the chat real quick and then start this bird down. Back, what I miss? Nothing, other than what's happening in the real world. No, the problem is that air data isn't activated in their system. Like one of my guys dropped the ball. Yeah. That's exactly what I thought when I went to Wing View. First thing I said, ooh, nice livery. Yeah, I bet. I love their livery. I don't know if I've asked before, but any chance to try the Fearless TU-154? It's free now for X-Plane 11, and the cockpit itself is modeled pretty fresh. Probably not. I haven't flown or even fucked with X-Plane 11 in like a year and a half, maybe. And I wouldn't even know where to start in that airplane. I'd be doing shit like Control E. Not a hard no, but probably a no. Understand one, high class alpha. Cool, thank you. Image Seeker, what's happening, my friend? Great to see you, dude. No, I'm now having issues with the scenery. Interesting. I wouldn't know how to fix that. Oh no, that sounds like bad news bears. No, this is really just a day in the life of a dispatcher and kind of dispatch management, because this is a little bit more back end. Typically dispatchers don't have to deal with this type of stuff, but every now and then weird things like this happen, and that's why dispatchers typically make decent money, because we're problem solvers, especially when you got a $60 million aircraft on the line and trying to get it home so they can get it inducted, get it in service, and start making money on it. So this is just like, that's what makes dispatch so interesting too, is we see new shit almost every single day. Something new happens, which kind of mixes things up and makes it fun. Trying to catch up, and we're gonna do our brief. Tony Toga, last minute changes. Hope everyone is doing well, man. Everything's going great over here. Hope you're doing good, my friend. Great to see you as always. Tell them you are flying, and we'll help when you land. If you ever want to, though, I'd be happy to help you learn. Now, I've got a few other airplanes that are on my list to become proficient in before that one, but at the same time, oh, it looks like he's calling his dude. Are we not? Oh, we weren't in VNAV. Whoopsies. It's because we descended in vertical speed mode earlier. We should catch up pretty quick though. Not quite sure what this flight plan's doing. Good thing we're flying cargo. Alright, we're gonna go direct Varna. It's gonna make us even higher. But yeah, it's not a hard no. Might would be something I'd become interested in, but I wouldn't hang your hopes on it. Flight level change. Alright guys, I need to get it back ahead of this airplane. I'm getting way behind it. Alright, let's see, ILS 8, Varda, 3,200 feet, and then Wesson, let's do 3,200 on the altitude. More or less. Let's check the weather in San Juan. Little gusty winds. Just waiting on air data to update on their side. Alright, so we're coming in to San Juan, Puerto Rico, ILS localizer runway 8. We're using chart 11-1, effective 30th September 2022. Frequency is 110.3 with a final approach course of 78 degrees. We'll intercept the glide slope at Patty 1541. Decision altitude is going to be 311. Touchdown zone elevation. Touchdown zone elevation is 9 feet. MSA, the direction we're coming from is 2,800 feet. This approach procedure, climb 2,000, climb left turn 3,000 on the heading 320 on outbound. San Juan VOR radio 004 to DD, intercept DME 15.0 off San Juan VOR and hold. Got a 3-degree glide slope. Mileage lighting, Papillon on the left. Minimum for this approach 302 foot ceilings, half-mile visibility. Current weather is pretty good. Gusty winds 050, 10 knots. Gusting 20 knots, 10 statute miles, scattered to 45. Temperatures 27, dew point 16, altimeter 30.08. Oh my god, we're already at 10,000 fucking feet. That happened really quick. Let's nav it up. Y'all didn't see that. This is why you don't want to get behind the airplane, because then shit starts happening. 30.08. Let's level off at 9,000. So we got down way quick. And let's also keep that speed up, 250. Heading, bam. Okay, Coming over to the 10-9 Alpha. Runway 8. High intensity runway lights. Mileage lighting. Pappy on the left. We got a 30-degree glide path. Runway's grooved. 9,002 feet from glide slope. It's 193 feet wide. After we land, it's going to be a right-hand turnoff, probably off at Sierra 7, hopefully, because we really don't want to go all the way down and turn around. And then we can expect to taxi Sierra November to apron 6. One 10.3. Where's our nav radios? Or does it auto tune in this airplane? Because I can't remember. .3, 70, okay, that'll work. Cool. Minimums. We're gonna go. We'll do. It's not an MDA. It is Barrow though, so 311. Sync on that side, it did. Got terrain on this side. I'm going to do weather on this side. Got plenty of terrain out there. Cool. Let me get that second camera going real quick. Alright. I got that thing way up there. It's still not really where I want it. Let's try this. 2 cameras. There we go. Glide path's coming down. Recall is checked. Auto brake level 3. Landing data is going to be flaps 30, 142. Approach brief is completed. Why does it keep going to that? Approach checklist altimeter is 3008. Cross checked. And then landing. I don't think that works. No. TJSJ. 5-mile ring. Let's do this 7. It's not around the runway itself. Love how it's not drawing any fucking terrain. Well, I guess we have to get lower. That's how the default terrain radar works. Alright, start slowing it down a little bit more. And let's do flight control replay. Alright, it's recording. Wheel flaps 1. On approach mode. We do have ground on 2190. Put that in the backup. Same one, Traffic Giant 1004 is on a 20-mile final, runway 08. Same one. Alright, localizer. We'll hang out here for a little bit. Tell them you were flying and we'll help when you land. I did think about, oh god, plane crashes on interstate in Naples, Florida. Wow. There's a jet too. That's crazy. So I still haven't really noticed any of the terrain masking or anything. What the fuck? Controller. $1,000 to go. Let's go flaps 5. Alright, let's lower on down to final approach speed. Be 142 plus 5. Flaps 10. $2,500 glide slope. This system doesn't have a DME. San Juan traffic, Giant 1004, 10 mile final, runway 08. San Juan. Let's go. Flaps 15. Or correction, flaps 20.
Traffic,
You're down.
335, we're going to depart before the rising Giant for runway 0871.
That was 25. Alright, landing checklist. Speed brakes, arm, landing gears down, flaps 30. Landing checklist complete. Got traffic on the runway. Right. Let's approach altitude 3,000 in the event we need to go around. He's trucking down the runway, got plenty of time, plenty of spacing. Good landings to you. I appreciate it. Hopefully it goes good. Probably won't. Oh baby, here we go. Greasing shit. Every time y'all say that, I slam the fuck out of it. And I have not been having good landings lately. I hit 345 the other night in the southwest. 1,000 feet. We are stable, looking good. My aeroplane. Don't know. Did I just lose internet or some shit? Well, now we're not stable. A little high, correcting.
Thank you, best 335, clear the runway last call, down one.
Semi traffic Giant 1004, 3 mile final, runway 08, so on. Continue. Ooh, look at that shadow coming down, baby! It's distracting.
100.
It's so sexy.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Fuck, look at that, 307. Reverse green, speed brakes are up. You can see that in the shadow. Manual braking. Take Sierra, what is it, Sierra 7? this over. So on ground Giant 1004, just off of runway 8 Sierra 6. We'll be taxiing over to apron 6.
Oh, can you say again?
They say on ground Giant 1004, we're off of runway 8 Sierra 6, taxiing apron 6.
Alright. Good afternoon, Giants. 1004. Taxi to apron 6 via November 3, Lima, Hotel, Papa.
Alright, apron 6 being November 3, Lima, Hotel Papa, Giant 1004. Alright. Sorry, I'm streaming.
Terrestre, muy buenas tardes, Kevin. Del Southwest 2385 en stand B7, solicitamos position start.
So on ground, good afternoon, Southwest 2385. Start approved onto the alleyway.
Start approved to the alleyway, Southwest 2385, thank you.
Operate when you're ready for taxi.
Wilco, Southwest 2385, thank you.
All right, guys, that was my boss, and he's dialed in right now. He's watching everything I was doing. He's like, oh man, I'm talking to you while you're doing this. So shout out to Jeff, boss man. All right, let's see if we can figure out what this parking spot is. Parking. Oh God, I don't know what number it is. It's not gonna correspond with the charts, anyways. Let's, for shits and giggles, let's try 34. And Silver Airways is going to handle our airplane. And that was not the correct parking spot. Oh well. Alright, let's get the head tracking thing back right. And let's kill that taxi light. We're just going to wing ding it. This is going to be a terrible parking job. Actually got a little bit further left than I thought it would go. Alright. Parking brake set. We got the APU firing up. APU page in this airplane? Nope. Should be down here. APU's running. Muy bien, muy bien. Oh my God. Come on, Microsoft. Oh, I forgot to. Oh, why did it automatically? These default airplanes are shit. Alright, beacon off. And let's get the fuel pumps off. Look fucking retarded right now. Hydraulics off. Sweet! Ladies and gents, we have officially and finally made it. Revoke parking services. And now, of course, GSX screws up.
Southwest 2385, we're ready for taxi.
We can shut them up. And we can kill our TCAS, put that into transponder. Stop the recording. And we can get ready to play back the landing. Oh man, we got way behind on the airplane, but it all worked out fine. Technically we were a little unstable, probably should have gone around. We were below 1,000 feet. I don't think we exceeded 1,000 feet per minute on the descent rate, catching up with the glide slope. But we were definitely a little bit fast and probably should have gone around. But you know, got to feed the dogs and get off this thing here shortly. But let's disconnect from that sim so they're not seeing us, and we'll go set up our camera to watch the replay. So we definitely set it down a little bit hard, 300 something feet per minute. It's like 307, and that was because we started off pretty good, but dipped below the glide slope to compensate for our flare. aiming for that touchdown point. We floated a little bit and then just allowed it to plop down on the runway. So it's a little bit firm, but not too bad. Load this up. And let's go JSJ. Now, so that would hurt -3. I don't think 300 would hurt. It's definitely firm, but it definitely ain't gonna hurt. I'm gonna say -224, -199. Yeah, all y'all were wrong. -307 and a 7.4 is like a -150 and a 7.3. I hope so. That'd be nice. We got all them landing gear. Maybe that helps cushion the blow a little bit. I like this guy's energy. Alright, let's see how it looks. Flared just a little too much and just settled it down on the runway. Not the worst in the world. Not the best either. Not my typical standard that I would shoot for. How about this golden hour though? Looking per day. We'll go to no cameras, that way you can get the best picture. Definitely a little firm. Appreciate that, Jim. Those sub planes are all a little tricky to grease. I agree. I mean, I did them a lot better at Flight Sim Expo. You'd think if you do it at Expo on Captain Canada's live stream and a bunch of people watching in person, they could probably do better on just a regular old stream. But I guess not. Get a little tower view. Look at that. No, cancel. And then I'm gonna get a screenshot for the Instagram. Boss 175 stock scenery? It is not. This is payware third-party scenery. And we're gonna have to do another cockpit view, kind of rolling back the time a little bit to the time when we landed, so we can get a screenshot of that that shadow out in front of us. That was sexy. That, in all honesty, distracted the shit out of me. Man, this is very pretty. Always love it when you're chasing the shadow. We'll get another one of these, then we'll do a cockpit. I'm not really sure why this airplane's so quiet. Yeah, we just let it settle. Center line was pretty low.
Retard, 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 retard.
James, what is going on, dude? I'm guessing Jeff put you on this. Uh-oh. We're gonna have all the whole company tuning in. But dude, appreciate the subscription. Thank you for getting the kinks worked out on our little issue there. I need to recalc re-release the flight plan again. I saw your previous message saying good to go. I sent that to Dylan.
400.
See if we get that shadow again. Oh yeah.
300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Set that bitch down hard. That's what she said. Alright, let's reel that back real quick. Get that screenshot for the IG.
100. 50, 40.
Freezing time.
30, 20, 10.
I hate how it pauses in between views. Well guys, that's going to be it for today. I do appreciate everybody that stopped in to come and hang out. It's been first stream in about 10 days or so. And I have to say that I didn't see much of the water masking that Microsoft has been and they're promoting the world updates. That might be due to the Google ground texture mod that I'm running that might interfere with that. But I don't know, we'll have to do some more Caribbean flights, maybe do some low-level flying. I ain't flying the fucking ATR again. Not a fan of that airplane. But we'll have to do something to get some more of the views. At this point, I think I was talking to Jeff. No, I was checking. Trying to find the parking spot for GSX to give me marshallers and shit, which we were not able to get. But anyways, Guys, thank y'all so much for coming to hang out. It's been way too long. Hopefully it won't be another 10 days until we get the next stream in. Perfect. Hoping tonight might get a wrong side red eye in as Crystal goes to bed. I'll sneak off per usual. And Dylan, I guess, Alabama. Why is this not? Anyways, yeah, we'll get a wrong side red eye in tonight, and probably do a little SVA flying, Southwest Virtual, jump into 7.3. We'll run through the whole checklist, SOPs, call-outs, briefings. We'll do the whole 9 yards, and make it a good time. Guys, again, thank y'all so much for the support. Thank you to all the new subscribers. And until next time, be good or be good at it and keep it on the wrong side. And I'll see you on the next one, old son. Peace out. Terrible, terrible parking job. I didn't have my marshallers. What am I supposed to do? Skirt.